Hello, my lovely sunshiners, and welcome to the last in our series of understanding and managing anxiety. Now, today we're going to discuss how to support loved ones who struggle with anxiety, and it's important to know how to help effectively and provide, the right kind of support. So feel free to share your experiences and questions in the comments. This is a question that I get asked quite a lot, and people say to me, Cheryl, how do I help somebody who's suffering with anxiety? And, you know, people really do want to help others who are suffering because, especially loved ones, because you don't want to see them suffering with anxiety and stuff. But a lot of the time, people feel that they can't approach it because it's one of those things, where people try to brush it under the carpet and they don't want to talk about it, or you get people who'll say, well, you just need to kick up the arse, pull your pants up, put your big girl knickers on, that kind of thing. And so people won't discuss that they're actually suffering with anxiety, so they suffer in silence. But if you know somebody, a family member, a friend, a colleague, whatever it might be, that is suffering with anxiety, then this will help you to be able to help them, and also if they are beyond that sort of help, then it could be useful to bring up a conversation about, seeking therapy and getting some help, professional help with their anxiety levels. So supporting a loved one with anxiety can be challenging, but your support can make a big difference. So here are some tips on how to do it effectively. Listening to people, can really help. And listening without judgment is a big thing. So sometimes the best thing you can do is just simply listen and let them express their feelings without interrupting or offering unsolicited advice, and show empathy and understanding. Sometimes that's all people want. People just want somebody to listen, and listening without any kind of judgment, and not saying, like I said before, oh, you just need to kick up the ass. You just need to pull up your big girl pants or your big boy pants. Just listening to what they have to say can make a massive difference. Encouraging them to get professional help. So if your loved one's anxiety is severe, encourage them to seek help from a mental health professional. Offer to help them find a therapist or accompany them to appointments if they feel comfortable. My therapy sessions I do over Zoom, so people don't have the added anxiety of traveling to my office, waiting in the waiting area to come in, and then actually sitting physically with somebody who's a stranger to them, and just sitting there and talking about sometimes quite personal and private stuff. So I do it over Zoom, so they can be in an environment where they feel safe. They can have their pajamas and slippers on if they want. They you know can just feel more relaxed. They could do it in a place, they might be have an office at work they could do it in. They might do it in the car. I've had people doing that before now, where they've sat in the car and they've done it. I've had people who've been at the gym and they've been sat having a coffee and they've done it in there. I've even had one that did it from a Starbucks. Now, although that wasn't really a personal or private place, it was somewhere where they felt comfortable and safe. So, you know, doing it that way over Zoom, I've found that it's been better for my clients because I can also record the session, and I can go through and make really detailed notes about what was said, and using them detailed notes I can find ways of helping people better and knowing what to give them, how to help them. And it's so much less stressful for them. to be able to do that, so they feel more comfortable. You could also try offering practical support, so help with daily tasks that might feel overwhelming for them, such as running errands, cooking, or cleaning. Small acts of kindness can alleviate their stress. You know, sometimes people, like we had a friend who, when they were really stressed out, their house was just a mess. And occasionally I would go around and tidy it up for them, because that was a way of me helping them, and that a tidy house, tidy mind. So I would go around and do that. So maybe that's something that you could help with. Educate yourself, so learn about anxiety and its symptoms so you can get better understanding of what your loved one's going through, and this will help you offer more informed and compassionate support. You know, learning a little bit about anxiety and what it feels like and how that person feels when they're going through it can help you to support a loved one that's going through it. So, you know, learning a bit more about it can also help. Communicate effectively, so use I statements to express your concerns without sounding accusatory. So, for example, I've noticed you seemed a bit stressed lately and I'm here to support you, rather than you're always anxious. Because saying that then puts them under a cloud of it's something to be guilty about. And being anxious and having anxiety isn't something to be guilty about. So choosing the way that you speak to that person can also help to alleviate that anxiety. Encouraging healthy habits, so suggest activities that can help reduce anxiety, such as exercise, mindfulness, or engaging in hobbies. Offer to join them, offer to join in these activities to make them feel more comfortable. So you could do classes together, or you could set up a reading group, club, whatever that may be. It could be just going out for a coffee and a chat, you know. And one of the big things that I would say to you is be patient. Don't be expecting that, you know, you've had this conversation and things are going to change overnight, because it doesn't. You know, recovery from anxiety takes time. So be patient and understanding, and avoid putting pressure on them to snap out of it or move on. Because you saying to someone, as I said before, you know, give yourself a kick up the arse, put on your big girl pants, snap yourself out of this. That doesn't help. That just makes them feel worse, because it makes them then feel the added guilt of them suffering with their anxieties. So try and avoid as much as you can that sort of talk. So let's talk a bit about effective communication. So it's important to be supportive without being overbearing. Ask open-ended questions like, how can I support you right now? Or what do you need from me? This shows that you're there to help without imposing your own ideas of what they should do. You know, a lot of the time we're eager to help people, but we can sometimes be too overpowering with it, and, you know, giving them your own version of what they should do. So just let them figure it out for themselves, but also maintain that support that they need. You could also share your own experiences. So if you feel comfortable with that, then you can help normalize their feelings and make them feel less isolated. So you could say, for example, I've also felt really anxious in certain situations, and here's what helped me. And then you can tell them what you did to try and overcome that. You know, this isn't about you trying to say to them, right, I had anxiety, I got over it, and this is what I did, because that's just too overwhelming for somebody. But you can easily and gradually say that you have suffered with it and you do know how people are feeling, and I did A, B, and C to try and overcome that, and this might help you to overcome it too. I also want you to remember to take care of yourself when you're supporting someone with anxiety, because it can be emotionally draining. And what we tend to do is focus so much on the person that's suffering with this anxiety that we don't take care of ourselves at all. And then we become anxious or we become poorly, and then we can't offer that support. So make sure that you're practicing self-care and you're seeking support if you need it. And it's okay to set boundaries to protect your own well-being. You know, don't feel guilty about setting boundaries and putting boundaries in place, because we all need them boundaries. So make sure that you're doing that, and you know, people are not overstepping the mark and taking advantage of your kindness and your generosity. You know, I've had close friends who've struggled with anxiety in the past, and by being patient and listening without judgment and encouraging them to seek professional help, I've seen them make great progress. And remember, it's a journey, and being there for them has, you know, strengthened the bond between me and them. So just helping them out. And I'm talking about years ago when my children were little. I was always the person people came to when they had problems. So I knew that this was my calling. Um, you know, but just being patient with them and listening to them and offering bits of advice really does make a massive difference. I just wanted to finish this series, which I hope you've all enjoyed, because I really enjoyed recording these for you. But I want to finish with this, and it is supporting someone with anxiety can make a big difference in their lives. You know, just begin that one that give them that ear, or that give them that support, that propped them up when they needed propping up. I can't tell you how much of a difference that can make to somebody's life. And in very severe circumstances, it can be the difference between life and death. You know, so don't feel like the little bit that you're doing isn't enough, because it will be enough. And, you know, you can make that person smile again. You know, and the sense of achievement that that gives you is so fulfilling. It is really beautiful. So thanks for joining me today in this discussion, and also thank you for being here throughout the series. And remember, your support is valuable and appreciated. If you can think of anything that you would like me to do videos on, then please put them in the comments, because, you know, I do these videos that I hope are helpful for people. But also, if it is something that people are struggling with, then, you know, I can try and help with that. And please don't forget to like and share and follow for more updates. And just let people know about it, so that, you know, if it's something they might find of interest, then they can have a listen to it as well. So as always, you know, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thank you for your support. I love you all, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now, sunshiners.